you've got to be brave, you've got to take a risk. I honestly think it's a huge part of my game. So,
what was the trigger? Why did you pick Hong Kong? Why is it Hong Kong?
Yeah, I was training with Portsmouth, and that was amazing. That was a great experience to train with their first team. Best answer gets the shirt that was signed today. So good luck.
好，咁啱啱咧就睇完咧港會嘅訓練過程啦，咁我哋就正式進入呢個訪問嘅環節咯。咁就有請我哋嘅嘉賓啊，費查。Welcome, Freddie. Thank you for being our guest today. Hi, how are you doing?
Pleasure. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Good. And just now we watched you doing training. Do you always train in the early morning?
Not always. Maybe once a week if we're lucky. Obviously, I have a full-time job as well, so sometimes I can manage my schedule. But yeah, Friday mornings, I love training in the mornings. It's so nice, waking up early. The temperature's nice. You get the pitch. Yeah, I wish I could train every day, but never mind.
Yeah, football. I love football.
Yeah, exactly. Love
day,
football.
Right?
Football's life.
Exactly. Let's start from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Why did you become a goalkeeper? Was it your idea or you were forced to be a goalie?
Yeah. So I'm the youngest of 6 kids at home. So I've got 5 older siblings. And 1 sister, and even my sister played football. She was an amazing footballer, so I had no choice. So I was the youngest, so the youngest had to go and goal, and they used to kick balls at little Freddie. So it all started from there really. And then even when I went to football practice, I ended up going in goal in the end as well. So I think it was just destiny for me to go in goal. So it definitely was forced at the early stages, and then when I got to like 10, 11, I started understanding sort of the coaching side of it. I sort of really fell in love with it. All my brothers now, they say, it's because of them that I'm now playing, you know, and so good. So they take all the credit, but yeah, it was definitely forced, but I'm grateful now. So
because you played since you were very young.
Yeah.
Like, do you have an idol or a player who you look up when you just started playing as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I don't think I really did, to be honest. Like I said, it was football is just everywhere in the UK. So you play football at such a young age. Then obviously I was thrown in goal, and then I kind of remember Shay Given. Do you know Shay Given?
Yeah.
The new. I think maybe because he's a bit smaller as well. But I used to see his athleticism and his presence on the pitch and coming for crosses. And then at Southampton, there was Antti Niemi, the Finnish keeper, and he come in for 1 season at Southampton, and the saves he could make were just like wow. Obviously Schmeichel was massive as well, coming in, and then you had all these kind of European goalies coming in, but I can't say, you know, certain keeper made me want to be a keeper, to be honest. It was more I just sort of fell in love with it after being bullied into it. So.
Do you ever have a chance to actually play as a professional football player?
Yeah, being a pro you have to be a very, very good level in the UK. There's so much competition, so many young lads that want to be a pro, but yeah, like I was kind of in and around it when I was a teenager. Like I was at Southampton all the time training, and there was just one guy always ahead of me, and it's quite funny. We're now quite good friends, and he then got released from Southampton, and he become my number 2 at Eastleigh. So it was amazing how it kind of worked, but no, I was never really. I don't think I was ever really considered to play professional. You know, I actually before I left Hong Kong for Hong Kong in 2012, where I was without a club or anything, I was training with Portsmouth, and that was amazing. That was a great experience to train with their first team and see, you know, how hard they strike the ball, how quick they can move. So that was a perfect learning curve, but no. I mean, I left the UK when I was so young. So I left when I was 20. So, you you know, I played in the Conference South for Eastleigh at 19, which was obviously, you know, a great thing to do, but I never really had a career in England. But I don't think I was probably at the right standard to be a professional, to be honest with you. I didn't look tall enough either, so that's always a thing.
But we saw you play in the Premier League. You actually can jump really high. Like, you're not afraid to deal with the taller strikers, because we have quite a lot of expats playing in the Congo Premier League as centre forward. So, but you can see you can do really well in the teams.
I think that being small was actually a bit of a blessing because, like I said, I got all that rejection from all the pro clubs. That it made me go away and work on the things that I needed to do. So I just worked harder. So I see a lot of young lads that get rejected, and they go downhill. They go into, you know, other things, other distractions. Whereas for me, you know, I loved goalkeeping, and I had an amazing coach. So I worked on things like positioning and, you know, little footwork drills and practicing jumping, so I could out jump anyone. You know, I see guys that are 6'5" that can't jump, right? And it's like, well, you know, it was a good thing for me to be rejected at that age and then sort of come back stronger. So, and I love coming for crosses. The team wants me to do it. You got to be brave. You got to take a risk. I honestly think it's a huge part of my game. So, yeah, I love it.
It's all in the mind, mentality.
Yeah, it is definitely. And even when you miss one, you got to kind of pick yourself up and go again. You know, your start position's so important. Judging the flight of the ball. You know, like I said, I see, you know, older, taller keepers that, you know, can't judge the flight of the ball. You know, that's such an important skill in goalkeeping. So,
to be a more positive goalkeeper.
Yeah, be on the front foot, be part of the team. You know, I see a lot of really good goalkeepers that don't necessarily do that, and that's fine. But for me, I think again, being smaller, I had to add things to my game in order to stand out. And talking, trying to coach, trying to anticipate situations, be on the front foot, be confident. You know, those things are really important to me. So yeah, do my best.
You left UK to Hong Kong. In your 20s. What was the trigger? Why did you pick Hong Kong? Why is it Hong Kong?
Yeah. Well, I was really lucky. You know the Soccer Sevens tournament here?
Yeah.
So my team, Eastleigh, entered the team from 2008 every year. And my manager at Eastleigh at the time, Ian Baird, he used to play out here professionally. So he had a lot of contacts at the football club as well. And actually, Ian was really good to me because Ian's a pretty scary guy. He's like got a great reputation in football and quite intimidating. And he's pulled me to one side and said, "Look, Freddie, you're not going to be a professional in England because of your height and whatever." He says, "But look, you're a great lad. You know, why don't you come out here and play and have a great life?" And so I was like, I didn't know whether to kill him or like, because he like sort of ruined my dreams. But it was good that he saw something in me. So basically, he helped me come over here, linked me up with the football club, linked me up with a few teams. But then I started working. And my work kind of really took off. And then with the football club, I found a good balance between working and still playing at a decent standard. So it's life really. I would have loved to have been a pro from day one here, but you know, work was great and I was enjoying the city, and I love Hong Kong. You know, Hong Kong has been home for me. Been here throughout my 20s. It's been through so many ups and downs, but it's still a great city. You know, fantastic city to live. So
just now we have watched you train. And then something very interesting: the communication between you and the coach.
Yeah.
Even another goalie, Justin.
Yeah.
because I can tell there's a two-way of communication instead of just coach just giving directions to you guys. Is it like something you always do even back in the UK? Is it a style you expect, or do you like this style of training?
Yeah, training to me is like really important that we're trying to train for our maximums, so always get the maximums out of each other every session, but also to enjoy it as well, because obviously this year we're playing in the Pro League, but we're giving up our free time to do this, and we want to sort of hit what we want to hit, and come at it as a group. So with the goalkeepers at the football club, they're leaning on my experience of having some of the best coaches in England and training with some of the top keepers. So you bring in that element in, and then Justin, our coach, has got some other really good ideas. He's been coaching in Indonesia and in Thailand and stuff. So it's not like a dictatorship. We come at it as a group. We say what we see and we're trying to help each other. So but some keepers need different, right? Some keepers need like just a leader to come in and be like, and sort of demand things. Whereas I think for us, we like to be like open-minded about it, and we're just there to improve each other, which is the main thing. So, like I said, as long as we're hitting like those maximums, I was extremely blessed. I had one of the best coaches in the UK, and his son as well, Billy Granger. So Keith Granger, Billy Granger. Definitely want to give them a shout out because they're amazing at the Football Garage. So if you look up those guys, you'll see some real good pedigree. So I feel like I've got the English kind of technical stuff, and then the Asian keepers here are really athletic, and they're a bit smaller as well, so they really focus on their agility and stuff. So I think if you can bring in all those things together, I think you can make a very well-rounded keeper. So yeah.
Because we have watched you play in the Premier League for quite a few times.
Okay. Yeah.
Even from training just now, I can tell like the instructions that you give to your teammates is very short but clear, and also positive. Yeah. Like, is this always your style? Or?
Yeah, definitely. For me, talking's a massive part of my game. I've always done it. Even since I was 6-7 years old, I've always tried to talk my way into the game. And I think it's all part of your individuality as a keeper, and I like just to be loud and help my teammates, give good information, be as clear as possible, particularly this year because we're defending so much. So communication, we just talked then about how we communicate as a team, and I think for me, I've got quite a loud voice, quite lucky with that. I can kind of bellow quite loudly, so I've got to try and use that for the team. But it's just a way to get me into the game more than anything else. Off the pitch, I'm not as loud. I'm really shy, but on the pitch, I just kind of click into a mode, and I'm there to help the team. So yeah, I enjoy it.
It's kind of different personality, right? Because to be fair, I'm not a really talkative guy as well. Yeah. But on the pitch, then I will be like, because I think when we talk a lot, it helps me to focus.
Exactly. Yeah, like I speak to other keepers where they don't want to talk, right? They want to just they're in the game and they just want to follow the ball and they just take care of their job, which again, like I can understand that. Everyone's different, there's different styles, but you're absolutely right. For me, it's just a trigger to get me like into the game a little bit more. So yeah, it's just Freddie.
You just have to keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep the communication going, right? Yeah. Okay, so talking about going into the game, are you a superstitious person? Like, do you have any like pre-game or post-game routine that you have to follow?
So back in the day, I was a nightmare, particularly when I was younger, going into games. I remember when I first joined Eastleigh, and I was playing in their reserves when I was young, and I was like really, everything had to be perfect around me. Left glove before right glove, and all this, and it just got to a stage where I had to drop it. So about 7-8 years ago, I just dropped it entirely, because you're basically just trying to control everything, And for me it was okay, but the people around me, it was driving them crazy, right? It was like, oh, I need to eat this at this time, and it was like, you know what, sometimes you just gotta embrace that you've done the hard work and you can't control everything, and just go out there and give your best. It doesn't matter that you put the right shin pad on before the left one, you know, you just gotta kind of, you know, really understand that you've put the work in and you're ready. And as a keeper, there's so much you can't control, you know, how your teammates play in front of you, you know, what the striker's going to do, if he's having a good day, a bad day, you know, so you've got to kind of embrace that uncertainty. And I think trying to control everything is such a dangerous move for a keeper. I think you've got to have a flow and a trust in that you've done the work. So for me, I'm completely no more of that stuff. So no, not superstitious whatsoever now, to be honest with you.
Well, the game is always changing. I guess it's more about the adaptability, right?
Yeah.
So you can adapt to the game, adapt to the change.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to happen all the time in front of you.
Do you always tuck in the shirt? That's one of the interesting points I always observe. I always want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Like, do you have this practice all the time?
I've had so many guys like, what kit are you wearing? But my first kit this season was like an orangey red, which doesn't really go with my complexion, obviously. And then black shorts, black socks, and usually I like to untuck my shirt. Like this shirt here, this is my favourite one because it kind of fits me well, and then I can untuck it. It comes to about here. But the shirts this season, they come down to my knees. So I'm like, damn it, like I can't. So I have to tuck it in this year. So yeah, I just think now I just don't care. You know, just make sure I look presentable, look neat. Whatever kit they give me, it's fine. We've got a blue kit and a black kit that are lovely this year. So yeah, it's not something I have to do. It's just when it comes down to your knee, you should probably tuck it in, right? So
yeah, sure.
So yeah, it's fine.
Because it makes you look more like gentleman. Because from your own, because maybe because of your job, maybe. Is that something Freddie has to do?
I've got to look the part. No, not at all.
So, hey, sorry. Few of our followers ask, how can we get a Freddie shirt? Because the Hong Kong Football Club's shirt is not on sale.
No, I know.
So,
my favourite shirt.
Is your favourite?
That's my first shirt. My debut in the Premier League last year, when I was in quarantine for 3 weeks. Come back, 2 training sessions. Right, Freddie, you're playing, and we drew 2-2. But this is an awesome shirt.
Okay, so we're gonna do a giveaway. This is Freddie's shirt, match worn shirt. So we're gonna ask one question from Freddie. What is the question, Freddie?
Yeah, hey guys. So what I want to know is, what is your favourite moment online in the Premier League season this year? Best answer gets the shirt signed today. So good luck.
Thank you, Freddie. So good luck to everyone.